Hello, YouTube. Well, I'm here. I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about. Let me get this off. Empire season 3, episode 3. Okay, season 3, episode 3. All right. So this scene. Okay, it opens with Anika's knocking on the door to Lucius's private office in his house. He says, "Come on in." She comes on in, and he is watching the screen, watching his numbers or his subscribers go up on this new streaming company he has, uh, Empire Extreme. Okay, so they're about, I think, 7 million subscribers, and they need to get 10 million is the goal. He needs to reach his goal for the board of trustees by a certain date, at the end of the week or something like that. So anyway, so she's in there. She wants to make a play for the job of A&R, head of A&R, which is the job she had when this series first started. Okay. At some point, he seems all of a sudden very agitated, very happy, and, and after that, a person rises their head up. So while he's been talking to her, he's actually been receiving head. So the girl pops up from between his legs. The girl happens to be uh, uh, the girl who was formerly Anika's assistant or her secretary. She's giving him head. Okay, so she's outdone by this. All right, so I'll try to stick with the characters, I think. So a little later on in the series, a package is delivered to the house. Nika's living in the house with Lucius' mother. Those are the only ones I'm sure are living in the house. But a package arrives, and Nika answers the door, and it's this fine UPS man or somebody it's obvious she finds to be very attractive. So this happens a little later in the episode, but Lucius gets a call at Empire to rush home. He goes home. His crazy mother is there trimming. She always has a knife in her hand. That woman is very. It seems like the type of person that you would want to have around knives. You would lock up your knives around. So we haven't seen the depth of her depravity just yet. But she's trimming apples with this knife when he comes in. He says, "Where's Anika?" And then as she yells, she's in his office, and there they show a little smile on her face because she knows something's going to go down. I don't know why it would be good news to her, but she knows that apparently that this UPS man is in there. Anyway, he goes in with Anika. The numbers are just about to turn to his goal on this big screen they have showing the numbers of subscribers to this new streaming company he has. So just as the number turns to 10 million subscribers, she gets the happy face like he had before in the first scene. She gets the happy face. And then he realizes it's because the UPS man is down there now eating her up, munching. So she replayed the scene that he exposed her to. And Lucius does what a man should do when someone's in there eating his wife out. He goes for his gun. Of course, the UPS man gets up and gets out. Lucius says something like, "Why are you running now?" So they have this scene now, Lucius and Anika. Uh, he kind of tells her that she's going to behave and do what he wants to do and not make a fool out of him as he's playing the role of his wife. The only man she's going to see is the man, the coroner, when he comes to take her body out of the house after his crazy ass mother kills her. That's how he talks to her. But she is not thwarted by that. She explains to him how she's only there. She's only there because he needs her there, and that she says that the only reason I'm staying is because I don't want my baby to grow up without a mother. In other words, if she were to cooperate with the FBI he'd probably have her killed. She realizes that and accepts that. So she wants to stay alive. She wants to stay in this situation because she knows it would be dangerous for her to leave him. Okay, so there's Lucius and Nika at the beginning. Uh, he still doesn't offer her the job of A&R, which is what she wants. Becky's also interested in that job. Lucius' secretary. Okay, let's get on to what Cookie's up to. Okay, so we got introduced to this young kid last week. Young kid, I think his name is pronounced Zaya. Anyway, the kid, the bright kid, is part of this program, the congressman's program, and Lucius is now, I guess, offering this kid a contract with Empire to be a rapper. The congressman is upset with Cookie because she's allowing this to happen. He confronts her about that she feels like they could ruin this kid's life, his opportunity. Although I think that a multi platinum rapper make a lot more money than somebody just because they got a college education. So I don't know what his career is to be, if he's some kind of genius or something. But they see that both him and Cookie seem to think the kid would be a lot better off if he finishes education. Cookie's not taking a contract off the table. She's simply saying that if he finishes college and then he wants to a career, she'd be willing to talk about it then. But she convinces the congressman it's the wrong idea for them to derail this kid's college career. Anyway, so she goes and she stops Lucius from signing the contract. The kid is just about to sign the contract. Zaya, just about to sign the contract. Lucius is going to give him a car. He got car keys for him, and he's got a contract for him. She gets there just in time, and she takes the contract and tears it up. So, I mean, he's just a kid, so he really is not equipped to defend himself. Most kids I know would have something to say about her taking this opportunity. I mean, you're young, you want to be famous, you want to be a rapper. He is a rapper, that's what he does. But apparently, he didn't have much to say. This is adult people's conversation kind of thing. But she promises them, finish their education, come back, and then we'll talk about doing a record. So Cookie believes that he's just doing this to get at her because she likes the congressman kind of thing. So she says this is the way he operates. All right. So her and Angelo come to a better understanding a little further. There's definite energy between Cookie and Angelo, the congressman. I mean, romantic type of interest. So in this, she says to him that how she's not ashamed of what she does. She's not ashamed of the company that they built. And he says, "Well, you're right. That Empire is a successful black success story. I mean, he has other language. He has better vocabulary than me. But uh, so they make up. He attempts to kiss her. She backs him off and says, "No, let's try lunch first." So she's stopping him. Look, Cookie has not had a lot of success with men. He was married to Lucius. She produced a family and his company and all this stuff. But that's really been her relationship. The last guy was con man, something trying to set him up to be ripped off or whatever. Lucius had to kill him. And then the other guy she had before him, he disappeared. I forget the big star she had before. But she hasn't had a lot of luck with men. So she's not itching to jump into a relationship. Plus, Lucius kind of jumps in there and interferes with whatever she's trying to do. All right, let's talk about what's going on with Lucius himself. He offers the kid the contract, takes over the role. Okay, so at some point, he puts all three of his boys in his stretch SUV limousine, right? And they go for a ride. Him and the three boys. So he has this big moment, this speech, where he basically says that, uh, you know, I thought the problem was that you're gay. The other one, you're bipolar, and you're just a spoiled brat to Akeem. And then to explain to them what that he had in some way failed them because they didn't were not aware of the fact that they were black. So he's got his big speech prepared to, you know, to do this, and it takes place in this horrible neighborhood, which is where he grew up. But before he can finish his big speech, let me see, Akeem Jamal, the oldest son. I'm getting a blank. Anyway, the oldest son, Andre, demands to get out of the car because Lucius mentioned his wife because he was having a hard time about his wife. He said something about his wife and he went off. So Andre opened the door, tear it off the hinges. Yeah, he gets very agitated with him, cuts off the big family speech and all this kind of stuff. So Andre gets out of the van, takes off. He's dressed in a suit, out of place in the neighborhood. It's a very, very rough neighborhood. So Jamal joins him. And then Lucius says, "Aren't you going to join your sisters?" Calling the boys sisters. He tends to like to do that. They call each other bitches a lot in this. But no, Akeem said, "No, I want to record with the real player kind of thing, you know, man to man kind of thing." So they go back to Empire, him and Akeem. Akeem has been going through because, let me turn my page to Akeem. Okay. At some point, Akeem is at Leviticus watching, what's the girl, Tiana? Tiana, you know, him and Tiana had a history. They went together for a while, and then they've been kind of flirtatious since then. Anyway, Tiana's there, and there's this new rapper. What's his name? His name is Graham. This new young rapper named Graham. He joins her on stage. They do this duet thing with him rapping, her singing. And at the end of the song, he takes her and actually some of the lyrics to the rap are referring to him taking this girl from Akeem. But at the end of the rap, which is what really pisses him off, is they end up kissing on stage, kind of thing. So I guess she gonna have a new boyfriend. Anyway, he gets mad. He wants to make this kind of revenge record in response to that song. He goes into the studio. After the big talking car, they go back to the studio, and King comes up with this really strong rap where everybody likes it. They're all excited about, oh, that's the shit, you know. Both Lucius and this other dude, Shine. Okay, so let's talk about Shine. Shine is this dude. His name is either, they talk so fast, either his name is Sean or pronounced Shine. I'm not sure which. I'm hearing Shine. At first I was. This week I seem to be hearing Sean, so I don't know. Anyway, he's a gangster producer. So now at some point she goes to add to this song. Akeem wants her to sing the girl part in this song that his revenge rap he's put together addressing Tiana and her new little beau, Graham. She don't want to do it. She don't want to do it. She said that beef ain't got nothing to do with me, and I don't want to have any part of it. Well, he grabs her by her throat. First, he insists that she goes there. She resists, and he grabs her by the throat. King happens to be standing right there. You know, kind of stops him. But this dude has got a real problem with violence. He's violent with everybody, apparently including his sister. And his sister and Akeem kind of got a thing about his sister, but he can't pursue it because this man is so violent. And so he goes to tell Lucius about how he was rough-handing his sister. Lucius doesn't want to hear it. He don't care. He could care less about that family dynamic. He thinks Akeem is weak because he's even taking an interest in that. Mind his own business kind of thing. It's kind of pitiful, really. But anyway, that's Akeem. We'll come back to him. Jamal's situation is, he's got PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. So he's attending this group, PSD group, support group. I happen to believe in support groups. I facilitate one myself. But he goes to the group. The people there know his situation because it's been in the news that he had been shot by this girl. So he he doesn't really participate in the group. He kind of gets up and leaves abruptly. The leader of the group, which is a guy who has PSD, PT, PTSD from being in services. So, but he's a leader of the group. He follows Jamal out and it calms his nerves. There may be a little bit of flirtation going on between him and Jamal. I don't know. The guy's a very masculine guy. There's no sign at all that he's in any way gay, but it's kind of the way he ran after him. It kind of seemed kind of like there might be a little bit of interest there. More will be revealed with that. But okay, support group. He visits Frida in jail. He immediately forgave her because he felt like she was a victim, and she had been forced into this position by his father Lucius. But on the phone, he said that he seemed to be totally let it go as far as she's concerned. But when he goes to see her in prison, she reaches her hand out to him, and he jumps back from her. So his symptoms have gotten much worse than when it initially happened. So he recoils from her. He has a flashback. At first, I thought the scene was some kind of vision he was having, or a dream he was having. He seemed kind of that way because he was in there. He was so dramatic about his uh, pushing away from this girl who had shot him. So every time she raises her hands, he feels threatened by that. He eventually starts sweating, gets agitated, jumps out of his chair, and tells the guard to come and get her. And he says, "I'm in this condition because you did it. You did this." And she should. I mean, that's a very violent young lady, and she needs to know what she's done to this boy. And probably what she's done to quite a few people in the neighborhood. So anyway, they pull her out. They grab her, restrain her, and so Jamal goes back. All right. In addition to that, Jamal, there are two things with Jamal. One thing is they want him to record again. Lucius feels like he can't, that his career is over, and Cookie, of course, has the opposite opinion. But Cookie has a plan. He brings him in and he introduces her to a woman he is familiar with, but doesn't know personally, and it happens to be this girl named. The girl's name is. Anyway, it's my notes are a mess. It's Mariah Carey. Okay, Mariah Carey, and the name is Kitty. So this girl named Kitty, she's dressed in this lingerie outfit. She seems a little overdressed for working in the studio, but uh, apparently she's a well-known talent, and he agrees. Okay, I'll work with her. They get in the studio. At first, it seems like he's having a little trouble. Lucius is saying, of course, oh, he's through. He's finished. They're all in the studio behind the glass. And him and Mariah bring this song, and it's a good song. I mean, I kind of miss Timberland. I think Timberland is not involved in this season at all. I thought his music was a little more edgy, but it was a beautiful song. And the important thing is they see it as a beautiful song. Everyone in the studio, so he brings it. But the deal is that Jamal doesn't want the black and white album to be released. Lucius agrees to that, and he agrees to do the song with this girl. He does his part, but at some point he realizes that Lucius is releasing this other album. He told him he would not release the black and white album, right? There's a scene where Cookie walks up on Jamal. He's in the lobby of the building of Empire watching this screen. And on this screen is the release of this new album. and it is called the Black Album. So he didn't release Black and White Album. What he did was take out the songs that he produced. Him and Cookie were joining me on that project. He took out all Cookie songs. I'm sorry, I'm hoarse. It's allergies. He took out Cookie songs and produced the album as the Black Album. Of course, Jamal wants to kill him, but Cookie, she's there, so she stops him. He comes out into the lobby as they're having this moment when they're realizing that he's released his album now, and uh, Lucius announces to Cookie that he wants control of the company. And she says, well, it sounds like a war. You ready to go to war? Because I have the board on my side. And she says, game on. So now they're going to get into this other fight, this new fight over control of Empire. Again, I mean, they've been through this before. But he says he wants the control back. And she says, no, it's not going to happen. All right, so I talk about Akeem. Akeem is jealous of this new rapper. I think I mentioned him. Okay, so I think Akeem kind of got to explain. His big thing is that he has his on again, off again relationship with Tiana has got working with somebody new. He doesn't like it. He likes Shine's sister, and Shine has just put his hands on his sister. So to recap of all that. Okay, I did discuss Anika getting her thing eaten, right? All right, Andre. Yeah. All right, Andre. As we know, last week, Andre was involved in this kind of cop abuse kind of thing, excessive force. He was trying to move out of his building, and the cops approached him, and they ended up body slamming Andre. He did nothing. He was just moving stuff out of his old apartment. Now they say that he's going to have to prove this in court. Andre goes to court, and he's been hit with all these charges. He thought it was just going to be a simple, some kind of trespass, some kind of misdemeanor charge he would plead to. Instead, they tell him he's been charged with aggravated assault and assaulting a police officer and attempting to run away and all these charges they given him. But kind of trumped up charges because he really was innocent. And they're saying that, but because there was no video, see, Empire tries to reflect what's going on in the news. So he's got one of these Black Lives Matter events, and since there's no video, it would be the cops' word against his. Well, I don't know because they're in this fancy building. It's kind of weird about the building situation. He seems to be moving out of an apartment or a penthouse or something. But Lucius had bought them that huge house. So, I mean, it's New York, so I guess a big house would just fit in with apartments kind of thing. But there's no video. You would think that all of these fancy buildings, they're in a very, very exclusive neighborhood, that there would be video all over the place. I mean, that's the way it is in San Francisco. You know, you do something and it's around a lot of high rises, they all have security around the buildings. So I'm just guessing, but I'm thinking that there at some point will be some kind of video. That's what's all in all of these cases with these Black men being hurt and killed. There tends to be a video somewhere. So either someone took a video with their phone, their cell phone, or one of those buildings has a video. But since they're making a point out of there's no video, that's why it's going to be his word against the cops. I think that at some point a video of the incident is going to come forth. It's just a guess. All right, so a very last scene. Hope I didn't forget anything much. But the very last scene is this guy Tariq. Now Tariq has an assistant. Finally, he's supposed to be representing the FBI, and so far it's just been him pursuing Lucius, who is his stepbrother. Which that would never happen in reality because they don't have you investigating your own brother. Anyway, so he's got an assistant now, and he picks up Andre. He's trying to convince Andre that he should testify against his father. So this whole thing with the cops, it appears that Tariq set that up. He's been set up in a situation where he's going to need help to get out of this police situation, and so they'll give Tariq leverage to approach Andre. Andre says no, he's not interested in that. It's not going to happen, and that's kind of where they leave it. Let me do a quick check, make sure I got everybody in all the various situations. Yeah. Okay, so it's a good episode, great episode actually. They're back in their stride. I kind of missed Timberland, that harder edge music. I know people complain about the music, but it's about music. That's what the show's about. So obviously they're gonna have some music in there. I think Jamal did a good job on this song. I kind of think some of the songs before in the second season were better, but I believe that was because it was new music. I was new to Jamal's voice and so forth. But I still think he's a very talented, underrated artist. Um, okay, so that's season 3, episode 3, and I'll see you on this next week. Watch this episode. I think you'll enjoy it.